Hello everyone, let's get our 1% better regarding of taking control of your own health. Now, if you've been following me on social media, you realize how passionate that I am about allowing people and inspiring people to do just that. You should not rely on your medical doctor, your chiropractor, or any other healthcare professional to provide you with health. Your job is to collect information and make the best educated, empowered decision for not only you, but for your entire family. And that's why you've seen me over the past couple of days talking about what's called online lab work, especially a company called LabMe. Now, I've been doing a lot of investigation. Before I put the old Dr. Garrett stamp of approval on anything, I'm going to have to experience the products. I'm going to have to research the products. And I found a good, legitimate company that is more accurate than anybody else. It's FDA approved, which is very important to me, that they have what's called AI. And I'm going to get into that here in a second. So all of this has come to a conclusion of finding the best quality product out there for all of you so you can take control of your own health. And the company that I found is called LabMe.ai. Now look, I'm a very busy I'm an entrepreneur. I have many different things I have to do throughout the day. So I don't have time, and I'm like a lot of men out there that don't get to go to their medical doctor a lot. We just don't have time for it. A lot of people just refuse to go. And I was one of those guys, just always coming up excuses. And for the wives and the significant others out there, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Yep, that's my boyfriend. Yep, that's my husband. This is going to allow them to get some information, some very important information at the comfort of their own home. So when you go to the link provided, I always strongly encourage everybody to do the executive test. That's going to give you a lot of information. And literally click, 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 and click. And it's ordered. And 3 to 5 days later, you get this box in the mail. You do 4 drops of blood into the package that they give to you. You put it in the self-addressed, already self-postage paid envelope, and you submit it. And a little over a week later, you get an email that says your results are in, read by medical doctors, right? You click on that. Boom, there's your dashboard, and it shows you all of your lab work if you're at high risk at anything. So people are like, well, yeah, I get my yearly lab work. And I don't think yearly lab work is giving you enough information. I think we have to accumulate more data, at least do a quarterly lab work unless you're high risk for something. And I'm going to give you my story here in a second. The way I kind of look at this is like as an investor, right? When I look at a company to invest in, I just don't look at one day. I want to look at the analytics. I want to look at the statistics. I want to look at this over time to see how that company has produced, if they had any troubles. And that's what monthly and quarterly lab work is going to do for your body. If you're only doing yearly lab work, you're only getting one day, right? So that's not going to really allow you to accumulate and allow you to empower yourself to make the necessary decisions in your environment to improve your lab. So the biggest thing that I share with people in my personal experience, I shared with this on a video the other day, was when I thought I was doing everything right. You know, I thought I was eating healthy, I'm exercising, I look great. I mean, look at my beard. It's coming in great. It's nice and healthy, right? So when I got my lab work in and I got my results in, I had some high-risk indicators. So that blew my mind. And if I wouldn't have started to take control of my own health and start to take my diet to another direction, I had to double up on my Juice Plus Omegas. I had to do some other things, eating more healthy fats, because my indicators, if I would have kept doing the same thing, then over 10 years of doing that and not even knowing and realizing that I thought I was doing everything right, I was high risk for heart disease and heart attack. And now I was on a quarterly, every 3-month lab. I upped my subscription to once a month. And when you do that, it's only like $80-something. So even if you just do the quarterly labs, I think it's somewhere around $106. The website will provide that information. But right when I did that and I saw all my information, my indicators, I was like, holy cow, I got to keep track of this. And that's what I'm going to do over the next year is I'm going to keep track and making sure that I'm doing everything that I need to do in my own life to improve those indicators. And then I have all this data. And then as it starts to normalize, then I'll start doing the quarterly lab work. And as that normalizes and I can keep track on it, then I'll probably do a biannual. And that's probably where I'll stay. And the greatest thing about LabMe is they got AI. And it's artificial intelligence. So as it starts to accumulate all this data, it can start having forecast of your health, your quality of life, your risk for diseases and everything else. And that's where the kind of society that we're in right now is we're in the data collection society. And that's where I truly believe that healthcare is going to go. And we have to adapt, improvise, and overcome. What worked for us in the past is not going to work for us in the future. So we have to be open about this new concept, because all the data, all the analytics are pointing this direction for us to be able to collect data about our blood work and then start making effective decisions on and off the field, as we say, to make sure that we're doing everything nutritional wise, exercise wise, stress, relieving as much stress as possible in your body. And then you can really have your playbook of overall health. And so that's why this product right here does get the Dr. G stamp of approval. I'll include the link in there. You're going to see me pretty obsessed over this over the next year, because I'm not only am I a sci-fi geek, I love the AI component of this, but just with my own personal experience and empowering myself, because I thank God for LabMe right now. I really do, because if I wouldn't have done this and I would have kept doing what I was doing, then over time I might have been called up to the big leagues too early and too young. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have experienced that personally, when a loved one has just had a heart attack and died, and there was no signs and symptoms, and they looked healthy, right? And I don't want to do that for my family. So for the $80-something a month to prevent my children and my wife to go through that, it's worth every penny. Now, I'm not going to stay on the once a month for the rest of my life unless my indicators never get better. I'm going to start on once a month now and keep track of my indicators. And then as we evolve and I start getting healthier from the inside out, and the lab work has shown me that, that's when I'll start kicking down to the quarterly and probably stay at 3 months for a while. So any questions, let me know. But, this just makes a lot of sense to me, especially with kind of like the investment thing. And that was brought to my attention. It's true, because people are like, man, even if I do the quarterly lab, it's like $111 or $106 every 3 months. And I tell them, like, what do you spend on entertainment a month? I mean, that's the society we live in, right? Our iPhones, or our iPads, our subscriptions, Amazon, Netflix, the Disney Plus that I just bought for my kids and to have family night on Fridays. Man, we spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. Some of us spend thousands a month on this entertainment. So I think $111 every 3 months or $80 every month is worth you, okay, and worth you being around. And I think your children and your loved ones and your significant others would probably agree with that, especially for the guys out there. I'm just as stubborn as the rest of you, but it was life-changing for me, so I'm going to keep track of this, and I'm so grateful that somebody brought this into my life, because it probably saved my life. So for all those stubborn men out there, let your wives buy it for you. Just do the test. At least then you can have a game plan, right? And as a previous football player, as a previous Division I linebacker, it's very important to have a game plan. And it's very important that when you have a game plan, when the game starts, to be able to adapt and improvise. So you may think that you're doing what was right. Let the lab work show you and prove to you if that play was working or not. And then you can adapt as you see fit and figure out how your body works. All right. So any questions, let me know. You're going to see me go all out with this thing in the next year, because I really feel that we're going to save some people's lives with this. So I'm excited. So every day and every way, always get you 1% better. I'm Dr. Garrett. 1%. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.